Okay, so we're going to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match now. And I personally think that the Women's Royal Rumble match was better this time than the Men's Royal Rumble match. Reggie, would you agree? Did you prefer watching the women's one? More exciting, wasn't it? More happened. Right? I need to see you. Right, so let's get from... So the first thing we notice is the clothing difference. Obviously, because they're in Saudi Arabia, they have to follow the rules of the country, which means women have to be covered. And I thought they did a good job, because even though they were completely covered, they all had to have redesigned suits and new suits, this still showed the individual characters, I thought. And I thought the suits actually didn't look too bad and wasn't as distracting as I thought it might be, knowing this. Some of them were a bit too glittery for me. There was a bit too much light being reflected back onto the screen. So it was almost like a bit distracting at some points. But however, like especially when Becky was wearing gold, Charlotte was wearing gold. And Liv and Rhea's suits looked very, very similar to each other's. Apart from that, it wasn't that bad. So I didn't mind it too much. I mean, it wasn't as distracting as I said I thought. Now, the Rumble starts up with Alexa and Charlotte, right? Which obviously they're best friends, they're a tag team, and it's going to put them against each other. So to me, this Royal Rumble could have been called the Good Friends Bear Enemies Rumble, because there's a lot of friends having to fight each other throughout this Rumble, and we'll get more into that in a minute. So the way they started it off was genius. So both got in the ring, Charlotte was sort of ready to go, and Alexa's like, no, we just wait for the next one. And then they have a little bit of a teasing moment where like Charlotte looks like she's going to try and throw Alexa out, but she doesn't. Then Alexa goes through a DDT thing and she doesn't. And I thought that was great. Did you like the start of it, Reg? Did you enjoy this? I thought this start was brilliant. Like, would you prefer if they fought, or were you happy as it was?
Happy as it was.
You're happy? I liked it. It did make me laugh.
Funny.
It was funny, like the way they did it. And of course, then someone who came out in it first was Nikki Bella.
Kiana James.
Kiana James. Yeah, then she comes out, and then they sort of had the fight and that. I'd prefer if they two just kept throwing people out together, and then there's sort of like someone bigger come in. But it worked well as it did. Now I'm a massive fan of Chelsea Green. I think she's hilarious. She's the most entertaining thing on WWE. Whenever she has a segment, I know I'm going to enjoy it. The second she pops up, I know it's going to be good and enjoyable. And I don't know about you, do you like Chelsea Green that much, or are you sort of like not as into her? Yeah, she's mid to you. But I just think she's hilarious. And again, in this Rumble, notice she comes out, she's wearing the fancy outfit with like newspaper clippings on it, this big dress thing, gets them to like undress her before she gets in. And then she has like, because she's got her little mate that comes out, who's it Amber Fire? Saint Fire?
Alba Fire.
Alba Fire, who comes out with her, who's like a bodyguard type. She comes down with her. And there's a bit where there's sort of like a bit of a figure. She's trying to pull her out from under the bottom rope, because you're allowed to exit under the bottom rope in a Royal Rumble. They're trying to pull Chelsea out there. Then they pull Chelsea in, and Amber Fire goes in with her. That was brilliant. Again, Chelsea does always great. And there's another bit where she was going to get eliminated, and Amber Fire went on all fours. So Chelsea landed on Amber Fire. I hope that is her name. And now you've got the dog joining her. So Chelsea lands on Amber Fire, and like stands on her, and then Amber Fire like, crawls to get her to safety. That was brilliant. I love that. Do you think that was a good one? That's got that very reminiscent of like Kofi Kingston's old like saving himself. So again, she was a standout. The Bellas returned. Both Bellas returned. Both Nikki and Brie turned up.
On my team.
Yeah, and because we do this like a betting thing really in the family every time there's a Royal Rumble, where we pick a person we think is going to win the girls' rumble and the person we think is going to win the boys' rumble, and then we have to pick 3 random numbers between 1 and 30, and whoever the person comes out on that entrant number is who you get in your like team to win the rumble. And if you win the rumble, obviously then you get £5. It's like what we do, so they go buy sweets or toy or whatever if the kids win. Somebody won it this year.
Yeah, I
But
think
we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So yeah, someone won it this year because he picked the person who won, not you.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Me.
Right, now, obviously, more returns. Obviously, I said Bellerton. And when Brie Bellerton, I was like, does that mean Daniel Bryan's coming back for the next Rumble? I didn't know. I said to you, like, could that mean Daniel Bryan's coming back? And, like, it never happened, but, you know, hope. Then Tiffany Stratton turned up again, back from injury, so she was good. I felt she was a bit underwhelming in white. She was all wearing white, and she didn't stand out as much as she normally does. She normally stands out, she's always got the pink and that. To me, she didn't stand out, and she didn't really do much in the Rumble. She did a Tiffy time bit. Yeah, she did a lot of the Tiffy time bit. And a face-to-face with Charlotte, because obviously they've got real-life beef with each other after that whole Ludwig's in my DMs comment. But, the sun's disappeared under the table. But, yeah, I didn't think she was as impressive as she could have been in the Rumble. She was the third to the end, wasn't she?
She was 30.
She was number 30, so it was good. Now, I will say, a couple of these newer wrestlers I don't really recognise, the NXT ones, you know the names of them, but I didn't know who they were. Sol Ruka
I didn't know who that is.
Yeah, but when we saw, well, as soon as she did her finishing move, I've seen that. So she does like a flipping RKO, where she sort of jumps, backflips, then catches him in an RKO, like off the ropes. I've seen that highlighted many a times on my like Facebook and that, in the shot, in the reels and that. But I didn't know who she was, and she was actually pretty good, wasn't she? She stood her ground in that rumble against some of the professional. I didn't even know who she was, which was great.
You didn't know who Kiana James was.
I didn't know if she was Evie. I was like, who's that? But that's, and also Sol Ruka. She was like second to last, wasn't she? She survived up until like she was second place in the rumble. So that's amazing for someone of her like.
Place.
The fact that she's an NXT one, not an actual WWE one, off the table because it's making the whole thing shake. I think we're in an earthquake. Do it there. Right. So that's like that shocked me how much they gave her obviously to last that long. Now let's talk about. I said good friends, better enemies thing. So there's a lot of instances in this match where people that were friends or teams turned against each other. Most famous was obviously Liv Morgan. The whole way through the Rumble, the whole Judgment Day had teamed up a lot. Like also when was it Roxanne Perez?
Roxanne, Raquel,
and Liv had teamed up the entire way through the Rumble, only for just near the end, Liv to lob Raquel out. And I was like, what? I mean, it doesn't make sense. She should have waited till later on to do it, so she knew she was going to clearly win. But obviously, maybe that's what Liv had worked out. Like, I've got a chance now. I don't need her anymore, so she lobs out Raquel. And then there's this bit where Raquel looks, she was like, why? And Liv is just smiling. Now, Liv Morgan is a very pretty girl, but she can look terrifying. She has a ability to do something with her face where she can sort of like do it, and she gets like a vein appears here, and she's like goes all red in the face and like smiles, evil smile. She can look terrifying. Do you think that was Liv Morgan?
She kind of looked like Alexa Bliss when she was
a bit. Yeah, she's got that sort of scary. Something she can do. She makes herself go from this pretty girl, this really sweet, innocent, nice girl, to pure evil in a look, and she does it in this when she's smiling down at Raquel, just smiling at her like, yeah, I'll throw you out. Like, and I was like, oh, and then we know it's obviously going to cause beef in the Judgment Day. It's going to kick off later on. There's already a lot of beef going there anyway.
It's going to be on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it's on Monday Night. It's going to kick off on Monday Night Raw for sure. And then obviously Rhea Ripley. Now Rhea is a standout wrestler. She's one of the biggest women's wrestlers at the minute. I don't think she did much in the Rumble. She's just kind of hanging around with Io a lot, and it doesn't really. There's a couple of matches obviously where there was like bigger girls in, like Raquel. She had a face off with Raquel. She had a face off with Lash Legend and that. And there was like these big moments like that, but she didn't really do much. And her outfit was very bland and tame for her. Obviously, she's the goth style one. Her face makeup, she looked a bit like a clown. I think she was going for a clown look. She didn't seem to be herself in this one. Kind of like not the Rhea that we know. So I feel like she took a back seat. And obviously, her teaming with Io is kind of running its course now. I'm getting bored of that.
It's called Rio.
Yeah, Rio they call himself. Io, sorry. Team with Io. And you know. She was quite good in the Rumble though. Obviously, again, good friends becoming bitter enemies part again with the Kairi, what they call Kairi Sane and Asuka, what their team called? Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
So there was a bit with them as well where obviously Kairi Sane accidentally eliminated Asuka, but Asuka looks evil. Like Asuka with that face, she looks so evil. So she eliminates Asuka, and then Io throws out Kairi.
I'll be back.
He's going. Throws out Kairi, and there's this like, and Asuka does this like turn look, and stares, and she grabs her by the hair, and then someone else comes in, so we don't see anything else happen. So I kind of like felt we missed something there. Like we missed a big moment that could have like, maybe a fight or something, but they sort of pan to whoever was coming out next, and then we don't see Asuka in that again. So I'm guessing they just walk back up the stage. But it was just weird how they didn't do anything else. I thought maybe we were going to see maybe Asuka turn her and start kicking the living hell out of her outside. Because that's what Asuka looked like she was going to do, because she had this look on her face like, you're going to die. So it was weird. So again, they did this whole thing where friendships fall apart, and this happened a lot in this. I like that little thing that it kept happening, which is what the Rumble's about. Every man for himself, or woman in this case, for themselves. So again, exciting stuff. Now, another standout person in this was Lash Legend, who's obviously another new one. It's a shame her and Nia Jax went in at the same time, though. I'd like to have seen them come and just dominate everyone, or lob everyone out the ring at one point and just clear house. But it never happened. They sort of, Nia went out just before, because everyone's always teamed up on Nia, don't they? But like Lash Legend, she was another brutal one. And again, it stands off with Rhea and stuff like that, sort of show her the size and that. And they gave her a big shining light, so she's obviously something they're going to be pushing soon, because they gave her a lot of spotlight in this Rumble. All in purple. Don't know why, but yeah, she was all right. But I felt like they would really showcase in both Rumbles the new talent. like a lot of NXT guys, a lot of guys that have come up from NXT just now. Who's your favourite of the women that have come up from NXT, the new sort of ones?
Sol Ruka, she came from NXT.
I think this was them shining a light on her, how all the fans react, and I think the fans reacted a lot. That flipping RKO thing's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks good. It does look good. I mean, it's just an RKO with a flip attached to it, but still, it's pretty good.
It's cooler than watching a normal RKO.
Yeah,
it's just the same move.
It's how she's going to sort of place it in, because she tried to do it to win the Rumble. Obviously, she was taken out at this point, but yeah. So she did the flippy thing, and she did it she did a double one at one point, and caught two of them with it, like double RKO. Well, it's more of a cutter, isn't it? I keep saying RKO, it's a cutter. Right, so that was another good one. Now, we mentioned all sort of the highlights of the Rumble, and it was a good Rumble. It was one of those Rumbles where it seems to go really quickly, and then you know you're watching a good Rumble. When it goes through really quickly, you're kind of like, oh, this is good, because you're enjoying it. No slowing up points, really, in this one. It did keep going, momentum kept going, which was great. Some great spots sort of broke it down a bit, some fun stuff. The number 11 doesn't seem to exist in Saudi Arabia, though. We noticed this on both Rumbles. When entrant 11 come out, they just put the number 1 up again. You noticed it, yeah. They just put the number 1 up again. So they must have forgot to add the graphic of 11. Like, oh, quick, just put 1 back in there again. Don't want to notice. But we noticed it happened in both Rumbles. Number 11 entrant had a 1. But anyway, I thought that was quite funny. Right, so, obviously the winner was
Liv Morgan!
And then Reggie won a 5 because he predicted 3 days ago that he thought Liv Morgan was going to win it. So well done for that, and he won himself 5. He went and bought himself an Obafemi wrestling figure today.
I'll go show.
Alright, we'll pull it so you can go show it. So there you go, there's his Obafemi wrestling figure he bought from a local shop with his winnings. So use that good, because obviously Obafemi had a good big show in the men's rumble. We'll talk about more about that on our men's rumble video, which you'll see soon. So if you want to see that, follow us and have a look at our Facebook thing. You'll see it on there, or on our YouTube thing. It will turn up somewhere. But yeah, look at that. How cool was that?
It was
anyway,
only £10.
so Liv Morgan wins. Now, obviously, moving forward, who is Liv Morgan going to face? We're guessing Stephanie what's her name?
Yeah,
Valkyria?
Stephanie
Valkyria. We're guessing it's her she's going to face. I mean, the other option, who's on the other one? Who's the women? Oh, Jade Cargill. I can't see Liv risking it against Jade Cargill. But also, isn't Raquel fighting
exactly
Valkyria?
on
And
Monday.
with that tension, it would be a great match if Wassett wins it, then Liv fights her.
If Raquel wins it.
If Raquel wins and Liv fights her at Mania, there's going to be like a tension there. Also, what if Raquel loses due to Liv, and then Liv gets screwed over at Mania when she goes for that title by Raquel? You can see different pathways, like different alternate timelines of what they could do with this. So it's genius that she won. I love that she won. So if the table's moving, my son is kicking it with his feet at the minute. I can see him over there. Bro, stop kicking the table. I think we're in an earthquake. Right, so are we happy with that Rumble?
Yes.
Are you happy to, in a minute, talk about the Boys Rumble?
Yes.
Fantastic. Right. Thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe to us, whatever platform we're on, we're about. And I hope you enjoyed Reggie's slight participation in this with Obafemi. See you later. Bye.
Yep.